Good morning. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Today is day 27 of our 30-day challenge. We're at the end here almost, guys. Almost at the end. It's going to be sad, but let's enjoy what time we got left and let's see how much we can do. We still got a lot of hot stuff in the pipeline. Um we've got the one deal that it's going to be closing either Monday or Tuesday next week. Um, I say that now. Anything could happen. We could have a conversation on Monday or Tuesday, and it could get pushed back. That those things happen, but should be closing next week. So there's that deal that we have closing. We've got an offer to where we're going to get a definite answer on Friday. Monica, who we had spoke with, and then we've got a number of things. We've got the two other hottest things we have in the pipeline is the one we're waiting to hear back from on Friday tomorrow, and the property with Diana. So we had talked a little bit yesterday with her on the phone about, hey, could we make this price range work, right? Which was lower than what she had originally said. And she said she was going to get back to us. So, of course, wasn't able to reconnect with her yesterday. So we're going to call her this morning and see how that went. She said she was going to look at the numbers and see if that was something that she could do. Now, even if she were to say yes to that, I've got to do some negotiating on my end to work in our fee and make it assignable. So, I'd have to do some work on the buyer side, and I'd have to, figure out with her how to make it assignable. Because, yeah, that deal, we're not getting rich off that deal, but money's money, man. Dude, especially guys, we've been doing this with $0 out of pocket, which is crazy. No money on skip tracing, no money on dialers. We paid for one subscription, which is a 30-day money back guarantee, right? So technically we could have been hey, this wasn't the right fit for us and gotten our money back. But that literally was the only thing, and that was $97. So 97 bucks, and we've literally spent nothing else. We've got a deal that we're going to be making we will be making 10 grand on, right? It's a 20K spread, and we're splitting it with somebody. And then we've got a bunch of other hot stuff in the pipeline. We've got two that we're kind of just waiting on a definite answer. We're right there. So, which is crazy, guys. It's day 27. Day 27. And I've been talking and coaching with you guys half the time. Honestly, everything that we've done, if you guys are just at home, you're not doing it for an audience or whatever, dude, you could do this in 10 days. Honestly, you could do this in a third of the amount of time. Honestly, probably even less. If you're not distracted, you don't have other stuff going on, and you can really just put in that work. It's crazy. I wasn't sure what the 30 days was going to bring. I know what all the other stuff looks like, right? I know what direct to seller, I know what that entails, I know how much that work takes, and it's good. There's great things with direct to seller, but man, guys, with no money and just the cell phone, crazy. So what do we got? We got Frederick in the house. Fred, my man, what's happening? Good to see you, brother. Happy you're here to join us. All right, so I'm trying to think, is there any other updates? We didn't hear back from Diana. We got to follow up with her. Mention that. I sent the property. So I got in touch with Brennan. He called me back yesterday again. And he's like, yo, so it's funny. And this is another thing with buyers, right? So before, we were having a hard time kind of getting a hold of him. He was a little bit hesitant to look at stuff. But it was just because he wasn't in buying mode. So guys, it's kind of this ebb and flow where it's they're at a point where they're, hey, I've got my projects I'm working on now. I got to get these things finished and sold. And then once they're like, those are done or like right about to be done, then they're like, okay, excuse me. They're like, okay, I'm ready for some new projects. Like then they're in house hunting mode. Because it's not every person is always, for flippers, they're not always in house hunting mode. Not every guy has a massive operation. I'd say all of them have, their limitations. They're, a maximum capacity that they can take on at one time. So Renan, he spoke to me yesterday. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like I'm in house buy mode. He's like, before I really wasn't looking for a deal. He's like, now I am. He's like, I'm ready. I'm looking for, my deal. So he was hitting me up about the information for the house that Diana, what I'm trying to work out with that. But he's got no interest in wanting to take over hard money loan or anything like that. He just wants to buy it out cash. But if she's willing to work at that lower price, he'd probably be able to buy it, would be my guess. So we'll see what kind of how things play out there. But he's looking for something. So there's that house, and then there's the other house I'm going to hear back from on Friday. That house, I actually think that could be a sweet deal, just because it's a rough house, but we offered so low that, and they're actually considering it to where dude, we might be able to sell that thing for like a 30-40K spread. We'll see. That one's, it's a little hard to read. It's one of those deals where it's like we might barely be able to sell it, or we might be able to make a killing on it. We'll find out. but yeah, so that's where we're at with things. Gerardo, what's up, brother? Great stuff. Keep up the effort, bro. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do my best. And hopefully you guys are able to learn a bunch and kind of implement this into whatever it is you guys are looking to do, whatever kind of angle, whatever approach. I hope you guys are able to take something from all these days and be able to kind of help you out. All right, so let me share my screen. All right, I'm going to do present here. Present, share screen. I'm going to share over here. Let's get rid of this. All right, we're in business. All right, first and foremost, let's look at the goodies Privy sent us overnight. Dude, I freaking love this thing. Dude, it's so nice. Just having, hey, these are the things that you should look at. And it's not like a list of, 10,000 addresses that I need to skip trace and then cold call for the next, however many weeks. It's like, nah, man, you just might need to make 2 or 3 phone calls. I did all the work for you. I being Privy. So we are a fan of that. Let's look at this. Orlando 4-2. I like it. 1962. Ooh, it's like 3 years old from. Okay, and it's fire damage. And several permits already pulled. Bro, if that doesn't scream our type of property, I don't know what does. First off, the dude, it's like barely a sentence. He's like, honestly, bro, he's like, just, can you buy it or can you not? Doesn't even want to put in any effort. It might be an REO. I don't know. Let's look at some comps. So there's fire damage. So we're going to be able to come pretty low with our offer. And a lot of times, bro, even stuff like that, let's just assume this isn't an REO for a second. Use the other person's energy to your advantage, right? And their perspective, their outlook. Dude, if this is all the agent's putting, he's got no faith in this property. He doesn't really want to work it. He's got no faith. He thinks it's a trash deal. So we're going to lean into that and be like, bro, I know, man, it is a trash deal. I'm probably going to have to be boom down here. So let's look at some comps. So we've got a bunch of stuff listed. This dude's buying at 162. Now this was a 3.2 that I converted to a 4. Ours only has a carport. Not really what I'm looking for. So let's see what's sold like right here. What do we got here? So this is a 3.2. Now the nice thing is this is our price range. This is exactly where we want to be. Okay, I like this. This looks, you know, just from the outside doesn't look pretty. So the nice thing, it's like, one, we're at that medium price point. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention to you guys that I was thinking about yesterday. So, and excuse me, this is why I think like starting off wholesale, even like if you want to do fix and flip, if you want to do Airbnbs, if you want to do rentals, whatever. The reason why I think this is the best place to start is, we talked about how the hardest part being like comping and valuing a property and like learning things that like you just didn't see or that you wouldn't have known. And instead, when we present a deal to a buyer who's got 20, 30 years of experience, fixing and flipping houses, or a guy that's done hundreds of fix and flips, right? When he's able to inform us, oh, bro, yeah, this property has this, and this wrong with it. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was even a thing. That's what you get to learn from wholesaling, right? Like, that's where you get to really pull like true wisdom. There's a reason why all of our guys, almost every single one of them's like, yeah, nah, bro, like I don't like buying above 300,000. Like, even if it's a good spread, they're like, I really want to be below 300. I want to be at that medium price point, right? Whereas us, if you're like totally new, you might be like, dude, like I think the numbers work here. Like this looks like a good deal. We could buy it for 350, put 60 grand into it, sell it, and then we should be able to make 40 grand on the back end. Whereas the other guys are like, nah, bro, I won't touch that. Like, not a deal for me. So there's things like that you get to learn, like what's important to them. What is it they see? Like, what do they value? What are they afraid of? Like, be able to learn those lessons without having to go through the experiences that they went through or other people went through. Cool. Well, I like this house. I don't know what ARV is, but I know we're going to be lower for sure. Let's switch up. Let's see what's recently been sold. So we got this at 220. That's a weird house. Not what we're looking for. So I think our ARV is like probably under 250. Probably. Well, we're gonna call them up. I like the house. I like that it's got issues. I like that it's priced too high for I think anyone else to really care about it. Let's manage list. We're gonna, okay. Man, come on, guys. You're supposed to let me know that we've already called on this one. All right, so what's this one? Kingsland Ave. So how did I know that? When I clicked on manage list, boom, it was already under passed, which means we've already looked at this property and we put it under a specific list. So let me see if I could actually find it. What's the address? Kingsland Avenue. I think I remember that now. This person. Okay, so we never got a hold of him. So let's call him up. Let's call him up again. Four 07 346 2569.
Hello.
Hey, I was looking for Adeline. Or is this Abraham?
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Hey, Abraham, this is Nathan. How you doing?
I'm okay, Nathan, and you?
I'm good. I'm good, thanks. I was
Great.
calling about a listing here I saw of yours on
Which,
Kingsland
which
Ave.
one? Oh, Kenneth Avenue?
Yeah, is that an REO?
No, it's not. It is owner selling.
Okay, got it, got it.
Owner decided to fix it up and wanted to sell.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if so. I'm looking at it as I'm interested. I'm looking at it as a potential investment property, and I was wondering if you could tell me just yeah maybe a little bit about it, and anything that you think anything in particular that you think might be
Yeah,
important.
the thing is, during the corona virus time, so people are missing out, and some tenants stay there. They didn't want to move out, and they end up to as a fire. The fire damage go to the framing, the AC, the electricity, and that's it. For the roof, some choice. Some they fix them up now, and the roof need to pass inspection, and that's it.
So they did fix the fire damage.
They are working on it to fix it, and the owner decided to move forward with it.
Okay, so the roof needs to does it need a new roof or the roof just needs to get
They
inspected?
will need to pass to get the inspection.
Okay.
Give me a second, please. Hold on, please.
Yep.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was happened, so and the roof need to pass inspection, the fire inspection, I mean the inspection, and that's it.
So the roof needs to pass inspection still, but you're saying
Yes,
it doesn't need anything done to it. It just needs to have the inspection conducted. Is that correct?
yeah, because the roof already, they had an inspector, they want to pull a permit already. The roof was, remember doing the roof have some adjustable to do it after that. As a fire inspection, and after that, the roof is okay, ready to go. That was a brand new roof.
Okay. And then so what is it that does still need to be done to the property? What work does it still need?
You need to, whomever buy it, have to be do framing, electricity, and plumbing, and tile. If they want to tile it, they can tile it. The kitchen, put it updated. So that's it.
Okay. I got it. So it needs framing, electricity, it needs plumbing, and then, obviously all the other your drywall
Yeah,
and
whatever they want to put it after that, they can do it.
okay. So I am interested. I don't mind a project like that. I guess my one question is, you know, uh, is it okay if I'm just like really transparent with you for a second, Abraham?
Go ahead.
I I don't want to insult, your seller. That's not my goal here. I don't want to insult you with a low offer. I see it's listed here for 200,000, but obviously, I know and I know that with kind of the amount of work that needs to be done, um, there's no way anyone would really be able to come close to that. I guess, do you know kind of realistically what price you think your seller really needs to get for the house?
But not really. The seller wants as much you can get. You know that already. If you can find 200, you get 200. But you will not looking to get it lower than 100 because if I miss my offer already 155, 160. Last offer was 180 until the guy decided to move forward.
Right, because he couldn't do the project for 180, right?
That is sad, but for myself, I have some client who went there. There was people ready to do it, to do the work for 100. They worked there for 30, 45,000.
So they offered 135, 145?
No. They wanted to do the work for 45,000.
Oh, they're saying the rehab would cost 45,000?
Yeah, that was all even told me, but without electricity and plumbing. So.
Oh, but that's not including.
Not plumbing, without electricity and AC. So.
Oh, so that's not including electricity. So 45,000 not including electricity and AC.
Yes, that's right.
Got it. I guess I mean, Abraham, I'll be honest with you. So what I'm looking at is this house is listed for 200,000. I like when I look at the neighborhood, I'm seeing houses, listed for less than that are, they're move-in ready, that don't need a 45, $60,000 rehab. So, and I mean, if it were all fixed up,
how much you said you find them?
what's that?
How much you said you find moving ready?
How much are the ones that I'm looking at that are moving ready?
Yes, how much you said?
There's one here. They just decreased their price to 170, 174.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at, there's 170, 180. 3-bed, 1,200 square feet. I mean, they're not like, trash houses. I mean, I get it, but this one, like, it's also a big project, right? So we're talking fire dams, we're talking electrical, we're talking plumbing. I mean, in order for it to be 260, I mean, it just from what you're saying, the other guys that have looked at it, I mean, minimum, it's going to need 60,000 just to get it up to par, right? Or let's be conservative. Let's say 50,000. I mean, that's lower than what it would need to be. But let's just, to keep it simple, that means I would be all in, purchase and the rehab for 250,000 for a property that it wouldn't even be worth that much, and it's like I just
listen. Those houses are on there because of the interest rate. If that house was up, finish it, at least you would pay like 250, 220, 250 for it. If the interest rate was not so high, because I'm myself.
Yeah.
Because that's this kind of job I did, so I did not buy that house because we are related. I'm related to the seller, so that is why I buy it. But if I was not related to the seller, I would buy it and put it in the market for 20. Although right now you cannot find houses.
You would buy it and do what?
I would buy it and fix it up and put it in the market and sell it or keep it.
But what do you think you would sell it for if you fixed it up?
If I was fixing it up, at least you could sell it around 280 or 300.
You're saying 280 to 300?
Yes, because if you fix it up the way you need to fix it up and upgrade it, yes, it will. Because that area is not the same it was in 1999, 2007, 2009, 2018 is not.
I mean, but Abraham, I mean, the market's changed. I mean, so it's the last thing that's sold. I mean, everything that's sold in the last like month has been the second highest property is 250. The rest has been at like 220, 165, 195, 160. The last property that sold at 285 is a beautiful house. It's 10 years newer and it's got a 2-car garage.
I said, if I told you that the interest rate not higher like that.
Right. So and I wouldn't disagree with you, right? So I guess, but we got to look at kind of where the market is now. Look, I'm not trying to. I apologize, Abraham. Let me take a step back. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm sorry.
We try to get an idea exactly, because if my cousin was listening to me when he was selling the house, when the interest rate was lower, he will sell that house for at least 160, 180 at that time, 180 or 190 at that time. But the market has changed, everything changed. So I don't know why he doesn't want to fix it, because he was ready to fix it, get the blueprint, everything was ready, but at the last moment he decided not to move forward.
So what if, I mean, and just because he's your cousin, like you don't want to buy it from him?
No, I don't want to be doing business like that, because after that you sell it, you repair it, you sell it, just like, yeah, you say you're making money on it, you should let me.
Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with that during the holidays, right?
No, I don't want to do that. But I told him to fix it, but he doesn't want to. So, but I know that house. I used to own that house. I used to own that house, and I remember that house, we were repaired that house. Like a plumbing. The plumbing is it's a repair. You have to come from the front and to repair it. So plumbing probably costs you less to do. But the electricity, we have a guy was doing the 9,000 for electricity. The AC guy was ready to do it for 15,000.
Yeah.
I just give you those inside information.
Right.
You know, so I think that's why they decided to move forward. And I cannot convince them to repair it. I don't understand.
So what?
Right now,
I'm sorry. I was just getting. So I guess what is his plan? I mean, we can go back and forth on how, but I mean, you kind of feel the same way. It sounds like.
How much you want to send? I'll tell you if you're gonna accept it or not.
I mean, I would, Abraham. I mean, just from kind of what we've been talking about, I'd love to make an offer that I think your cousin could say yes to, but I mean, I'm probably going to be where those other guys would be. I'm probably I'm probably going to be around that 130-ish, maybe 140 tops, and I know there's no way that's going to work for him.
No, you will not move forward. The reject servers already.
Right. So what's kind of his...
Give him a second. I heard that call to us 3 times.
Yep. It's a funny conversation.
Hello?
Yep, still here.
Hello?
Yep, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, sorry.
No worries. So I guess so for your cousin, what's kind of is he just gonna hold on to it for
I don't know what you wanna do. Finally, we just don't get an offer, so the offer just yesterday. I think I put that house at the market. I didn't report them back yet. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
When I do that, and if he changes mind, I will let you know. I'll send you a text.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, feel free to hang on to my number. I know kind of where I would be at. Doesn't work for him right now, but maybe I'll touch base with you in a few weeks or something, and if I haven't picked up another project by then, or and it's still listed, maybe I'll reach back out and we can revisit the conversation. Well, Abraham, I really appreciate your time. It was great chatting with you, and I'll be in touch.
All right, no worries.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right. That was a funny one. So we kind of did what I've talked about not doing, right? But that was a really good example of that's what happens when you have that type of conversation. So now the reason why is because I was trying to get him on the same side as me, or I was trying to get on the same side as him as far as hey, bro, we both know this isn't going to sell for 200. What's the inside scoop? But he gave pushback. He's like, nah, man, this thing would sell for 200. And then that's where I'm like, dude, really? So, and then, right, but what that conversation did do is it ended up pulling out, oh, it's a family member, it's a cousin, I am an investor, I actually used to own this house. So there's a lot more pieces to it. Yeah, this thing, no way this thing sells for 200. He had other offers at 130, 140. I don't understand why people use that as an argument when they're like, bro, I got an offer at 180. Right. And then they walked it and canceled. That doesn't help your case. That's how I look at it anyways. So for him, what happened? We got into a little bit of a back and forth. And I hope you guys got to see that literally got us nowhere. Right. So that's what we want to avoid doing. Now, what I also hope that you guys noticed is I reset the conversation, right? So we're going back and forth. I change tone and I take a step back. I change tone, right? And I'm like, hey, Abraham, can we just take a step back for a minute? Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm getting into this back and forth, right? And we do pretty much what does Chris Voss call it? An accusation audit, right? To where we're saying the things that he could be thinking about us, right? Hey, I'm so sorry, man. I'm probably being like, I know it sounds like I'm being argumentative, like, and I'm kind of going back and forth with you. That's not my goal. If you noticed, we instantly had rapport after I did that. Conversation totally changed, right? We didn't work out a deal, but totally different tone, right? So we got into this back and forth, and I'm like, Nate, come on, we shouldn't be doing this. And I hit the reset button. So whenever you have a conversation like that and you get into that like kind of weird spot, this back and forth, like that's how you can hit a reset button, right? Like let's start over and kind of chat about this in a different way, much more productive way. So this house, couple things. Yeah, one, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to be the buyer on this one. Just so he's an investor also. I think he's probably just going to eventually convince him to fit. Like, I don't think we're ever going to be able to buy this house. Could be wrong, but we're going to follow up. All right, so we've looked at that one. What's the next property we got? But I think this one's going to sit for a while. If he kind of stays firm here. All right, let's take a look at this. Mountain Dora, 3-1. A little bit smaller than we like. Looks nice. Probably, dang, they just dropped 25K. It's been listed 93 days, 3 months. Let's see. 3 lots, great location. Wait, so homes on lot, oh, okay. So it's a house with basically 2 lots next to it. Okay, I mean they're not very big though. Let's look at some quick comps. So we've got a 3-1, 1,700 square feet. Got a 1-car garage. 1958. That's a 3-3. It did sell at 470. Let's go by date. All right, this is a new build. 2022. 3-2, 1,500 square feet, and that's sold for 420. This sold for 415 in January. 3-2, 1952. So I'm interested because I'm a little curious as to why ours hasn't sold. 299. I mean, well, ours is a 3-1, right? Yeah. See, plays a big part. And that's a difference where like sometimes things like that, sometimes it can be like the small stuff to where for whatever the neighborhood is, you know, we've talked about it before. You can't necessarily just be like, oh, it's got one less bathroom. Let me take off like 10 grand or let me, 15 or 20 grand. You can't always just use that rule of thumb unless you know that that's what's true for that market based on your experience and your knowledge for that specific market, right? Because you can be in an area and bro, it's as simple as like if every single house has a 2-car garage and your house is the only one and doesn't have any garage, but it's just as big, it's the same year, it's got as many bathrooms, bro, it's not just, oh, my house might sell for 20 grand less. It's like, dude, your house might not sell for 50, 60, 70, 80 grand less because nobody wants a house in that neighborhood without a garage. Hey, not sure if you know about Jamil's new agent outreach platform. I do not. I have no clue. What is it? Is it like a software thing that you? I think I might have actually. I haven't seen it, but I think I saw it mentioned somewhere. I gotta say, I mean, it's the lowest price thing. This sold for 175. I bet they are hoping that it doesn't comp like this house. That would suck for them. Hmm. 299. But it's literally the only other 3-1, which makes it tough. What's under contract right now? 4-3. So where a guy could really come in clutch with this property is somebody that would be able to come in here and add a bathroom to it. If they could add a bathroom to this, I think that would really kind of change the game for this house. Because it's not bad. Like, it looks clean. It's got public records. So interesting. So it might not even be worth the phone call. So let me look at this. So they originally listed it for 289. They increased price to 325. And that's in December. And then they dropped to 299. And then they were under contract middle of February, and then they fell out. Yeah, so like I'm not crazy about calling this house just because there's really not. I mean, we could update it, but it's going to be a hard sell considering the fact that they were just under contract. You know what? Let's just make the call. Let's make the call. I'm not adding this to our list, but let's just make the call just to make sure that we definitely are not the right buyer for these guys. I guess let's see if she pops up on Zillow. Let's try. I'm feeling this is not going to be her cell phone. 561-719-2128.
Sabrina, how may I help you?
Hey, Sabrina, this is Nathan. How are you doing?
Good.
I was calling. I saw a listing here of yours on North Grandview Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was just calling. I saw it here. I'm interested in it, but I'll be totally honest. I'm not sure if I would be the right buyer for you guys. And I don't know. Maybe you could kind of, either kind of tell me yes or no. I'm looking at it as a potential investment property. And so, yeah, if you could just tell me a little bit about the property, and I guess if there's anything in particular about it that you think might be important for someone like me.
Okay, I'll give you the whole thing.
All right, the whole thing.
Just had it under contract, and let me just say there are agents out there that don't do their job.
Yeah.
And so we were were closing on Friday. On Monday, I got these list of demands, or they were release and cancel. I'm like, what? So what I feel like happened is they enticed us with a cash offer, got us all the way, and then, either take it or leave it sort of thing. So then I said, we'll put it back on the market. It took 3 days to get the release and cancel.
Mm-hmm.
So I called my broker to ask him to call the other person's broker, because that's not how we do business. Anyway, so having said that, it's a great investment property. I'll tell you why. The house is rentable. It was built in 1958. The roof is a 30-year shingle, but it's close to what insurance companies would want a new roof on. However, I had a roofer go out, and it is certified, and he has pictures and a great explanation why it's got 3+ years. He said it's got a good 5 to 7 years, but he said insurance companies don't want them to write that anymore. So he put 3+. He said in 3 years you can have another certified roofer go out, and he'll probably give it some more life, because there's no trees overhanging it or anything to cause a problem. Okay, there, I've addressed the roof. It didn't have enough, wait a minute. The inspection report said that the outlets weren't grounded. I had a licensed electrician go out. They're all grounded. So I had him put 3-prong outlets in every room and GFCIs where they needed to be, just to prove that the inspection report wasn't accurate. So I had that to back that up. So then there is some cloth wiring in the fuse box, but I got a report that it's Romac, but it's insulated. It's the thicker wire, and it is insurable. And I called Citizens, and they have insured the house, and they will reinsure the house. The roof was okay. The wiring's okay. The outlets are okay. So I squashed that one. And there were renters up in there up until I listed it. They left, and we gave the house a thorough cleaning, painting. AC was serviced, redid the garage door. It had come off of the rail. It's attractive. It's a block home. Okay. Mm-hmm. Behind it, there's a shed sitting on a second property. There's a third property. It makes an L shape and goes out to the street. So someone could buy that, put a renter in the house, and now the other 2 properties are separate, but at title, at closing, you could put those 2 properties together as one and keep the house property separate in the sale. And it's been approved for, the owner was going to put a duplex on there. So that gives them access to the street to get in and out, and the property's big enough to put a duplex on. So there's another rental property. The area that it's in is called a service area. Are you an agent?
No, I'm not.
Okay. As an agent, we have to be careful how we label a property. That is a service area. The reason I say service area is it is in the heart of Mount Dora. You can walk to downtown. You can walk to restaurants, Publix. You can ride your bike. The Ice House Theater is out there. There's 3 dog parks out there. And that area is aging out. People are moving. You will see small, subdivisions are going in out there, and they're putting nicer homes, nicer families in there, because it is aging out. So investors are coming in and buying up property in there. They're putting newer homes in there. It is one of the last areas to really be developed, because Mount Dora has older homes that are in the historical district that you have to, maintain, and then Mount Dora has newer homes. However, that is a good piece of property right in the heart of the service area, and you're close to everything. And it's the police station is 1 block over. The fire department is 1 block over. That gives you a discount on your insurance. Plus, it's a good thing for maybe an older person or someone you may put in as renter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also easy access to the 429 and to get in and out of Mount Dora. You are 35 minutes from the airport. You are 40 minutes from downtown Disney.
For this house, now what I guess, because I'm looking at it here, so I know you had renters in it. So you guys had so it sounds like you had a take it or leave it cash offer from somebody, and then they kind of backed out last minute, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they didn't back out. They wanted us to reduce the home, and we had already reduced it. We're asking $299.9, and we had come off that price for them. One being cash, and it would be a quick close, and one that we knew there were a few deficiencies, but with the lots, that increased the value of the home. So they offered us a good price, and we accepted it, but we had already come off the price. They wanted us to come
even more
further off the price, and that was diminishing the value of the house. They were more concerned about the house. They weren't giving the lots any value. And what I said back to them was, you're already getting just the house without the value of the 2 lots. We can't come off that price anymore. So that's when they walked away.
Got it. Now for the 2 lots, so if I understand correctly, you're saying that the 2 lots can be combined into one, and
yes.
that the owner has already gotten approval from the city
Mount
or
Dora.
from Mount.
Yeah, from Dora.
So he already has approval that he could combine them and build a duplex on it.
What he said to me, he said that parcel was already zoned for a duplex, or what did he say, or apartments, I think he said. Apartments, duplex or apartments. I said, you already checked into it? He said, yeah, that's why I bought that smaller piece when it came available, so they would have access to the road. So that's what he was going to do. The home, he had a renter in it. He was going to build a duplex in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Now, what you do is, don't believe me. Don't ever believe something that comes up. Because I did not personally call the city of Mount Dora just to be sure. And I will call Ron if you're interested and ask him either who he spoke to or what the exact verbiage was, so that I can tell you if you want to call them. Because his plans had always been he lived in that home for years until I found him a new build out in Grandview, and he moved out there. So he put a renter in that house, and his plans were always to use that as income property and build on the back side with access to, I think it's called Grant or something, with access to the road. And he, for health reasons and family reasons, he just never got to pull the trigger. And then he finally came to me and he said, I'm getting older. I want to enjoy my later years. I'm going to sell the property. So we first just put the rental on the market, and then he decided later to attach. So you'll see I started out at a different price, and then I increased it when we added the property. And then we decreased it because after we had an inspection, we saw there were a few deficiencies in the home, so we came down. But he's not coming down much more. The offer we had was a good offer, but we did come off that $299.9 with the lots included. And you can do your own pricing. You can go to, I put the out numbers in there. You can go to county and you can see what the appraised value is, but then you can look and see lots that are selling in there to investors, and the lot value on the subdivisions that are going in, you'll see they're quite higher. And that's right in the heart of that main road that goes out there. What's it called? It's not 13th Avenue. Can't think of it. It goes straight over to 441, and Renegers is right there. So you have a straight in, straight out.
Okay.
You're not weaving through the neighborhood.
For the house. Now, the one thing with the house, I gotta say, I'm surprised, with that $299, I thought it looks like a great home for, like a starter home for a family or whatnot. It is. Do you feel like it's just, for whatever reason, that demographic isn't, I don't know, not really, do you feel like it's just a better fit for an investor that's kind of looking at it through the lens that you had just kind of opened up to me, or do you feel like?
No, I'm telling you what the owner was doing. I think it's a great home for somebody because of the way the market is and the limited building value. I think if it was me and I was younger, I'm older and I'm partially retired. I'm trying to just do a couple homes a month, and right now I've got 11, and it's anyway. I told my husband, I said, when it rains, it pours. Be careful what you pray for. And anyway, that to me, I would buy that home and move into it and fix it up and make it really nice. It would be a wonderful starter home. But you and I don't know what your age is. When you buy your first home, you should have in your head, what is the community doing? What's the value going to be? Is it going to increase? I don't want to overbuild for the area. And you also have to know there's a 7 to 9 year cycle, and I can show you on paper different neighborhoods, and I call it aging out, when people go in and it's a great neighborhood, and the market 7 to 9 years also changes, because we went into a we were in a buyer's market up until April of 2015, and slowly, progressively, the value started going up. In 2019 and 2020 is when they shot up faster, not a normal progressive rate, is when they really started taking off. But also that's the time just before COVID, people were still prosperous from the last markets. They had money in their pocket, and now what's happening is people are coming to Florida. They're coming to DeSantis land. Every time he does something, we're getting 1,100 people a week coming to Florida. So there's a lot of cash buyers up there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, and I think since you're looking, rental prices are absolutely asinine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Friends, a 2-bedroom, they're paying $2,400 a month. You can get a 2-bedroom and pay less for a mortgage and own it.
Right. What
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to ask for this house, what did you guys find you were able to get for rent here?
I think he was under rental value because he had put a single mom in there and he was trying to help her out.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
He was only getting $1,800 a month, and several times he said, I know I could raise the rent, but she's a single mom. She had 2 kids, and he didn't want to make it hard for her.
Yeah.
So he gave her 6 more months to try to find a place. She should have been out. You'll see when we went on the market. I like to go on the market in May, April and May, because June is when Florida, end of May, all of June, all of July is when Florida booms, is when houses sell. And we missed that market because he was giving her time to get out.
Oh, okay. What do you feel kind of market rent? Realistically, what do you feel the market rent could be, or should be?
2,000 or 2,100 for a house that size, and you're getting the whole house, and it has an attached garage. It has all the little extra perks. It just needs upgraded. It just needs some TLC. And here's the downside. It has 1 bathroom, but that bathroom, let me tell you, I've gone in there with people and told them the tub is cast iron. I have a guy that refaces or resurfaces tile. And I've bought several houses and flipped them, and I will not take the old tile out. It's heavier, it's thicker, it's soundproof. It is like putting concrete on the walls in a bathroom. So the last 2 buyers, I had given them his name. He's very reasonable. He's an older gentleman. He's done it his whole life, and he resurfaces. And I showed them pictures. I had a house done for my mom up in Tavares, and it was built in 1926. And we redid both bathrooms in white, covered up one was pink and teal, and the other one was brown and pink. Anyway, recovered it in white, and they were just absolutely beautiful. But has one, there's the way that's laid out, you can always add a second bathroom, but it has 3 bedrooms. It has a bonus room off of the kitchen that could be an office, a craft room if you homeschool, and then it has a separate room off the kitchen for a dining room area, or you could turn that into a master bedroom and add a bathroom there because the piping's there from the other bathroom. So it has a lot of potential.
Okay. Okay, well that is very helpful. Sabrina, I'll tell you what, I've got to do kind of some homework on my end. Let me take a closer look at things. And
if you want to see it, let me know. I can have somebody show it, or I'm going to be up there right now. I'm down in Tarpon Springs. I think I'm going to be up there Friday. I might be going up there Friday. If you want to see it, I'll walk you through it. But if you will text me your email address, I'll text you what I have online so you can get a little more feel for the house.
Okay, I know I do kind of look at, if it's stuff that's already listed, I know I kind of, I look at everything.
You can see the forms that I have on file.
I just mean like all the houses kind of in the neighborhood.
What I was going to send you is the seller's disclosure.
Okay.
The layout of the property so you can see the layout.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, what I'll do is this is also my personal cell phone. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll send you you said text message works great for you?
Yeah, just text me your email address. I'm getting ready. Once I step into what I call my office in my basement, I'm not getting out of it. So if you text it to me, I'll be happy to get all that to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll shoot you a text right after we hop off the phone here, and yeah, let me do some homework on my end, and I will be in touch. And oh, one thing I don't know if I mentioned, Sabrina, so like I said, I'm not an agent, and I'm calling unrepresented. So if we were able to work something out, I'd love for if you're willing, I'd love for you to be able to kind of represent me and be able to get both sides.
I will, and what I will do, and I'll just tell you up front because I love this man. We have worked together, and as I told you, I helped him get in his other house. I told him if I have both sides of it so that he can have a good sale, I would come off my commission.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
We'll make it a win-win on both sides because I know he's kind of a little fed up with
yeah, just the process and how it can happen sometimes.
Well, it should have been. In fact, I told him this shouldn't be on the market very long after we added the 2 parcels. But we've had only 2 people that wanted to live in it, and one of them, his loan fell through, and then the other person, as I shared with you, was a cash buyer. That I think it was a setup from the beginning. The way.
Got it.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, hopefully, yeah, let me look at things on kind of my end, and yeah, hopefully I could be the right fit for you guys.
Well, whatever is best for you. We want to make it a win-win situation. What do you want me to call him and ask him what the verbiage was when he checked into?
That's okay for right now, because I've got a lot of homework I got to do on my side. If we get to that point, because I'm going to look at things on my end. But if we get to that point, yeah, I'll definitely probably reach out and see if he had any additional information about that. But I don't want to make you kind of jump through all these hoops just yet. I've kind of got a bunch I've got to look at and kind of work together here.
I'm just being honest up front because I don't want to put something on paper and then you find something out and you said, why didn't you tell me that? Or did you know that?
I totally understand.
I'm just blatantly honest, and so is he. So
no, I love that.
Be a good fit, so.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and I really do appreciate that, Sabrina. And yeah, after our conversation, it's a no surprise to me that you've got too many houses going on.
All right. Well, thank you for your call. Just shoot me your email and I'll just give you what's online and then I'll just wait.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Sabrina.
Well, if I don't hear from you, I hope you find what you're looking for.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. What a nice lady. I like agents like that. So She's good, man. She was super informative. I knew it was gonna. She's a talker, but it was actually it was all relevant information. So I actually appreciate it. It's so funny. I always kind of get a kick whenever I'm like, oh, I'm looking at this investment, property potentially. Is there anything in particular I should know? I always get a kick whenever the agents are like, oh, it's a great investment property, and let me tell you why. No, she was good. So couple things. I'm actually interested. So this is where kind of creativity puts this deal together. Not so much, the hustle and getting it at a low price, because it's the two lots, if that actually is a feasible option of like, hey, you could put a duplex here, and if it makes sense, because some people are like, oh, you could combine this and put a duplex on it. But like sometimes it's just like, dude, that like, no, that's not the play. That'd be like an awkward layout. It'd be weird, My gut kind of tells me that, like, I don't know. I got to look at like the layout, but wherever the duplex would go, I do feel like it'd be kind of a weird, kind of awkward thing. Um, but if that is an actual feasible option, that could be super valuable. Yeah, like that actually could be super valuable. And it makes, it's no surprise to me, she's like, yo, oh, it'll sell in no time when we add the lots to it. I think most people looking at this house, this doesn't, right? And this is the beautiful thing with hopping on the phone, having the conversation. This doesn't explain what she just explained to us, right? For her, she's like, it should sell in a heartbeat at 325 with these two lots that somebody could build a duplex on. However, when people look at the pictures of the home, right, they see a 3-bedroom, a 1-bath, it's a clean house. It's not bad, but it's, definitely like a dated kitchen and a dated bathroom. And again, it's only got 1 bath. And it's got, okay, cool, it's got these 2 lots, so it's like got a bit of a bigger backyard. Not something I necessarily want to pay an extra $30,000 for. That's kind of what the description says. This description doesn't really explain, dude, you could put in a second bathroom and like, hey, these 2 lots at a duplex. Now, the other thing is, like, I think this house, it's kind of like a perfect starter home, right? It's a 3-bed, it's 1 bath, it's clean. I think it's priced for this neighborhood. It appears as if it's priced well, right? Because a lot of the homes, when we looked at the comps, they're selling like, I think they were like 400 plus. If we look at stuff selling from so like 420, 415, 470, 498. Then there's some stuff in the 380s. And these aren't like all new builds. Like this 415, this was a 1952, this 470, 1955. Let me actually look at this. So, dude, that's not even like a rehab kitchen. Oh wait, this thing looks freaking massive. Why does this not look like 2,000 square feet? It looks like twice that from an aerial view. Huh, interesting. Well, so there's potential with it. There is a potential of it being a deal. And this is where our value can come in, to where it's not necessarily that we get it at a super low price, but it's we get it at a price, and then we're the ones that's able to get it, because most investors, they're seeing this address, 3-bed, 1 bath, 1,700 square feet, year built, and the price. They're not necessarily reading all this. And even if they do read it, dude, you guys got to see it, right? Before we even called her. I look at this, I'm like, okay, I'm like, it's got these 2 extra lots, but like, who really cares? Like, they're not, it's not like it's, you know, oh, 10 acres, you know, or whatever. It's just like, it's kind of small. Like, all right, you know, not a game changer for me. Now, when she explains, hey, these can be combined and a duplex could be built on them, we also have to verify that. So that's like a big, yeah, maybe, right? A big if. But I'm going to pass this for right now. I'm going to pass this. What I would do is, this is where I would ideally, I'd want to try, because again, so this is in Mount Dora. This is a little bit outside what we're looking at. Also, you know, this is going to be a kind of very specific, like most of the cash buyers that we have, they're more of a, you know, standard, like they're like, nah, man, I just want to like update and flip this house. They're like, I'm not really going to look at it for the duplex or new build or anything like that. Now they could look at it as adding an extra bathroom. That, I think that would actually be the play. If what she talked about, converting in one of the rooms to a master bedroom, because then that would actually make it a 4-2, if I understood that correctly. 4-2, and if they updated it, you know, that could make sense. And she told us that he is willing to accept a price less than this. Now, it's probably maybe only like, my guess is 20 grand less. That would be my guess. That's where I would start out. I'd offer like 279. But yeah, so we're going to pass it. Let's add this one to our sheets. Now, there's also kind of like different philosophies with wholesaling. The nice thing is there's a lot of different ways, you know, you can kind of work with real estate. For wholesaling, there are some people that believe, we're deal finders, not deal creators. I believe there's some truth to that. And I believe that can be a valuable kind of, you know, perspective to have. However, especially when it's really hard to find deals, I feel like it's just over time, you know, more and more people, like real estate investors, like it's not a secret anymore, right? So I do think it's just, you know, it's gotten much more competitive than what it may have used to been. I think it's just kind of increasingly getting a little bit more and more competitive. Like, this is where you can make money where someone else does. Like, same thing with when we talk about deal finders, it's just like doing that extra work to try to, you know, fit this to be a deal. It's kind of the same concept of like, if you have a list and you're cold calling, it's like, there's like, hey, I have this, like after all cold calling, texting, sending mail, like these are the 10 addresses or whatever, to where like, I can't get a hold of them. Like they don't mail anywheres, you know, they just get returned, or like, you know, I can't reach them on any phones or text message. Like, I'm going to go a bit deeper on like these 10 properties to really figure out, how do I get in touch with whoever owns this thing and how do I buy it? And when you hear those people kind of that put in that extra work, dude, that's when they make like 80 grand on a deal, you know? Just something to think about. No, we already got her number. All right. Cool. And we're going to mark this one as gold for right now. All right. First thing I want to do, let's call Diana. Come on, Diana. Have good news for me. Have good news for me this morning. That That would be, dude, that'd be so dope. If we call right now and she's just like, let's do it, I can take that offer. That'd be mint money. Fred, I know it's a few minutes old. Yeah, it's a new software. It uses ChatGPT to do all the outreach and follow up until it's time for a real person. Find documents, close on deals. That's cool. That's, yeah, I think that's gonna be honestly, I think this year, like 2023, I think it's gonna be one of those things to where kind of like how text blasting a few years ago, like, or like RVMs, like, dude, like that was a thing and it was huge for like a year and like totally changed the industry. I think stuff like this is like for this year, I think it's going to be pretty big game changers. But I think kind of like texting, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of, I think it's going to get a little technical. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's cool, man. I'll look into it. I'll have to check it out sometime. The one thing though I will say with follow up, guys, if whatever your automated thing is, if you're trying to build relationships, if it's like I feel like a lot of like automated like text sequences and email sequence, it's like it's so obvious that this is like an automated like text sequence, and I think that just kills rapport, and it's not that effective because people see through it and they're like, ah, dude, like, nah, man. So but chat GPT is kind of different from that, right? You know, that's different. So we'll see. But I think if it doesn't work perfectly and people kind of feel they're like, oh, wait, it kind of feels like I'm talking to a robot, I think that can kill some stuff. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think that's awesome though. I will check that out. Diana Garcia, let's call her.
Hello.
Hey, Diana, it's Nathan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I was just calling to reconnect and from our conversation yesterday.
Yes, I'm going to wait. That is the reason I don't call you back. They asked me for different showing yesterday and other showing today. I'm going to wait because it's too hard to me to accept this deal because I'm going to lose money. I'm going to need to find money to give the total money to my mom, you know?
Yeah.
It's too hard to me. I going to, I don't know. My mom come next Friday, not tomorrow, the other, and they're going to sit to her and my father and to see what we're going to do.
Would she be open to what if she was paid back in like payments over a period of time?
I don't know because I'm going to ask if they want to keep the property, and I refer to her, and they keep and put in rent. I don't know. Let me see when they come back. They're going to come next Friday, and I'm going to talk to him.
Oh, so not till like a whole week from now?
Yes, not tomorrow, next, because she comes from Dominican Republic to my granddaughter's birthday, the first year's birthday. Is Saturday next week, and she come to that to be in family.
Got it. Okay. Well, I just to be totally transparent, I am looking at more than kind of one property. I definitely still want to kind of keep in touch, and if we're able to kind of work something out, great. But there is the chance that I could be tied up with other projects.
Okay. It's fine. I understand that.
But that's not the case right now. I just, I don't want you to call me back in 2 weeks, thinking that you know, if I'm tied up and not able to. But I'll tell you what, definitely, yeah, let's keep in touch. And let's, yeah, I guess we'll see and see how things go with the parents.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right. So, what did I do there? So we want to put a kind of sense of scarcity and urgency in our offer. So you can do it with sellers, you can do it with agents. And there's like, the reality is, you're like, well, you know, we're looking to wholesale it. Like we don't have other projects or this, that. Dude, if you got, and here's why I like that statement is true. If you got 100 contracts today, bro, if you're a one-man show, ain't no way you're going to be able to sell all those deals and like handle the title and the paperwork and all that stuff and the transaction coordination. Ain't no way. So there is a limit. Like, you do have a limit. And so that's kind of all we're letting her know. It's like, hey, just, you know, if I do happen, you know, to get a bunch of stuff going on and I don't have the time, especially because this one's like a little bit more, it needs a little bit more finesse. It's not like super simple, hey, just cash deal. This one would need some work. So this is going to be on hold for a little bit. No problem there. All right. And then there's one other follow-up we were going to do today. Right? What was it? So we just looked at this. Get rid of Sabrina. Leesburg. Let's look at this. 309, listed 2 days ago. And a little bit older than I would prefer. Okay, looks decent, looks clean. Let's look at before and after. Was this a flip? Let's make sure we look at the year this time. Jeez. Unlike yesterday. All right, so this was bought in October. And they just listed it 2 days ago. But I mean, what did they buy it for? Oh, dang, they bought it for 181. Let's see who bought it. Yeah, an LLC. Yeah, so we're not going to be the right buyer on this one. It's a flip. But we can do market research, cash buyers. All right. Moving on. All right, is that all of them? Yeah, we already looked at that. Just in here twice. Cool. Cool. All right, so that's all the goodies Privy has sent us. I'll make sure I don't have any emails here. No, we're good. All right, and then so we got Sabrina. We got, was it Kelly? Was it this one? So now we're going to call and make an offer. Not on this house, but that is one we're interested in. I think it was Tracy. Dang, poor Diana. It's going to be a tough conversation with mom and dad next week. I don't know, has anyone had to be like, so yeah, Ma, about that 40K I borrowed? Oh man, that is, yeah, that's a tricky one. All right, so this house, we want to make an offer on this. Where were my notes from yesterday? We're putting together an offer. So, okay. Yeah, so we were thinking thinking it so like a 400 415 ARV. So let's be conservative. So if we just did 70%, 400. Dang, it's not what we're looking for. Our rehab, what do we estimate a rehab on this one? I think we were thinking like a 40-ish K rehab. But it needs a roof, so probably like 50. 270 honestly might not be low enough. And this agent, I don't know if you guys remember the conversation. She's like pretty by the book. As far as she's like, hey, like anything else you have to say that would influence the offer? She's like, I'm not about that. She's like, I think it's unethical. She's like, I just present the offer that is written. Which kind of sucks because we like to be able to use those other sort of things, you know, to have an impact. So why I bring that up is because ideally what I would like to do if it was a different agent, I'd like to call and feel it out of like, hey, I'm going to be around this range. Like, is that like just going to be a hard, like, should I even bother? And if she's like, oh my God, no, cool. Then we wouldn't waste our time. So 70%, honestly, we might just use the 70% formula on this one just because it's at that higher price point. But we did this yesterday, so let's do 0.92 times, we'll use a 400 ARV, 368. We'll do minus, we'll say 50K rehab. And then minus, dude's going to want to make at least 40, so we'll say 50. 268. Where did I get? I had as high as like 280 yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to make my offer like 260-ish. Because then we'd have to minus our fee. So let's call her up and make an offer, you know, like 90 grand less than list price. Now she also, so here's the other thing that we did is like when you're really reluctant, and like we were in this conversation with this agent, they tend to like, they'll push, they'll be like, no, like look, you make the offer wherever you need to, like, hey, it's your offer, I present everything to the seller. When they push me, then it's you don't have to feel bad about your offer because it's like, dude, look, like, hey, you told me to do it, like you forced me to do it, right? And that's how you kind of avoid those like really you know, pissed off conversations with agents to where they're not happy about your offer. Because you told them, you're like, dude, I told you I didn't want to make my offer. Like, you told me to. So let's see what Tracy's got to say. So let me write down what I got here. So I'm actually going to do 259,500. All right, let's call her up. Tracy, we're about to give you an offer that's going to be low. Oh my God, I never texted Sabrina. I got to text Sabrina after this call.
Hello, you just reached Tracy Salmon.
Well, we're going to try you again, Tracy.
Hello, you just reached Tracy Salmons with LPT Realty. I am away or with a customer. You can either leave me a message with your name and number, or you can text me at this number. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Tracy, this is Nathan. We had just spoke the other day about the property on Despinar Lane. I put an offer together. I'd love to chat with you about it. When you get the chance, give me a call. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. Okay, got to text Sabrina because we didn't text her. Shame on us. What was her number? The 2128. All right. Message. Hi, Sabrina. This is Nathan Valle. Now, our offer, dude, honestly, they might like our offer. Like, it's $90K less, but with the other things that we're putting in to our offer, bro, like it could be a really good offer, depending what their situation is, right? And we know their situation. But like money wise, we don't know their like financial situation, meaning they might have they might not need all the money. Well, if they had an abundance of money, they probably wouldn't be freaking out if this house didn't sell and they found another one. All right, so the money's probably a little important, but all the other things in our offer, it's going to actually be a dope offer. It's just, a little bit of a lower price. Hi, Sabrina, this is Nathan Valle. It was nice chatting with you on the phone about the property on, which one was that? On North Grandview. Grandview. You can email me more information at I4Express buyers at gmail.com. Cool. All right. Thanks. All right. So that's that. Oh, man, I was hoping we'd get to make this offer right now. All right. And then what else did we have? So this one, kind of got to find a buyer for this. What else we had? Kiwani, not worried about that. Lake Nina, we're going to hear back from her on Friday. North Bombay. Why did I leave this one? Why did I leave this one as a hot one? Oh, because they re-went under contract. Yeah, so we're going to keep tabs, see if this one falls out again. Yeah, we said they probably wouldn't, just because it's probably past their inspection period at this point. But yeah. Okay. called this property? I'm just kind of filtering through these a little bit. Just the ones that catch my eye. Yeah, so we can mark that one off. All right, let's actually do some work on this property, because she said they wanted a cash offer, and I think it could be a good rental opportunity. And they're not under contract yet. I know she had people looking at it. So let's look at some comps. And ideally, what I'm looking for, I want to try to find something with high beds and baths. The reason why I'm looking for a high number of bedrooms is I'm looking for potentially other college rentals. This is a 3-2 turned into a 5-4. Dang. I don't think that's college rental though. Let's see. What about this 4-3? We just looked at that. What about this one? No, ours doesn't have a garage, does it? No. Dude, my cat is going crazy right now. Let's look at this 3-3. So ours is right over here. Ours is 1976. Let's maybe sort by that. Not crazy about these houses for comps. You know what? Let's see. I'm trying to find other investors in that neighborhood, particularly a buy and hold kind of guy. Oh wait, we're in the right spot. Let's find this house. Cool. Exit out of there. All right. Yep, we got it under for rent. So let's take a look. So house for rent, house. So I'm getting an idea of rent. So she said she was thinking it could rent for $800 a room, total of $2,400 a month. Potentially. These are nice houses. So that's one thing. Is like these are nice houses. These are way nicer houses than ours. And literally ours does not have a garage, which is kind of killer. Where is our property located again? All right, it's right here. So yeah, ours is like right here. This would be a difficult one. See, it's one of those properties to where it's just I honestly I don't know if I'd be able to sell it. don't know if I'd be able to sell it unless it was for the right price. And it's newly listed. It's newly listed, you know, nothing too crazy. I think, trying to think. I actually, what did the hedge fund say on this one? He was, yeah, dude, their offer was as low as 160. Let's look at solds. Do we have all selected? We do. Guys, my phone was on do not disturb again. Oh, so bad. Okay, luckily it wasn't. I didn't have a missed call. It's just some text messages. Sabrina texted back. She said, "God bless. Good luck to you with your due diligence." Dude, she's so nice. All right, what's sold recently? We've got this 4-3. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's not a comp for us. I mean, even none, like, so the thing is, I haven't even seen a house like similar to ours, and I think that's kind of one big issue. Is like, pretty sure this is just kind of a quirky house. You know, it's sort of set up as a college rental, so that could make things a bit difficult. So this thing sold for 280. It's 3.2. Like, this doesn't look amazing on the outside. Oh my gosh, it's got a lot of white going on. Bro, it feels like the kitchen is like a surgical room or something. Not my style, personally, but it's all right. It's all right. Teach their own. All right, so I like this house for getting an idea. Except for the fact, I mean, it's got a 2-car garage, right? So that's kind of a killer for us. But it's not like, you know, it's not like these other ones, at least. I think it's more of like our tier of house, if that makes sense. Like, this is a dope house. Like, I think we're definitely below 300. That is my thoughts. Yeah, it's all of them. We're just gonna call and be like, we're kind of around 160. See what she says. She was pretty cool when I spoke with her. 407 617. Yeah, you guys, I think this conversation I had with her was in kind of the evening, so you guys didn't get to see it, but she was cool. She was nice. She told me, you know, gave a lot of information about the property. She did say in the conversation that they've gotten 1 or 2 offers, I think, that they weren't crazy about. But she specifically was like, they want a cash offer. So let's see. And I could potentially just be like, yo, can I wholesale this?
Hi, this is Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, this is Nathan. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I don't know if you remember, we had just spoke the other day about the house on Fairway Road.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
It's
just
under contract.
Oh, well, hey, that's good though. That's good for you.
Yeah. What did you want me to put an offer in?
Well, I was going to talk to you about it because I'll be honest. I mean, you guys are under contract. I'm almost positive that my offer probably wouldn't have worked. Just because, yeah, I know I was definitely going to be a bit below, but it sounds like they got what they were looking for.
Yeah, they got 5,000 over.
What? That's great.
Yeah. We did have 2 other investors though, and their offer was probably close to where yours would have been, 175.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You were saying.
Yeah, something close to that.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is a USDA loan. Mary Rhodes is doing it, which she's a pretty good lender. I'm pretty familiar with her. So we're taking a risk on it a little bit. But if something does happen, I'll save your number and I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I hope it does all go through very well for you without any bumps. And yeah, for whatever reason, if circumstances change, yeah, please feel free to reach out anytime.
Yep, I will. No problem. Thank
all right.
you.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, cool. So even that, we got some information, right? So here's the thing. So she was like, it's a USDA loan. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about like all the different loans and whatnot, but we know about communicating with people, right? So just from her tone and how she expressed that, she's like, right? And she's like, yeah, we're kind of taking a risk. So all I need to know is like, cool. Like she thinks there's a high likelihood that this could not go through, right? So it's like, great, this is still a hot lead that I want to be following up with. Like it's not a done deal. Like on this one, from what she conveyed to me, oh my gosh, this is far from a done deal for them. So, and she told us exactly where the other guys were at. They were at 175. We're actually lower than that. But it gives us a good idea of what other offers we're at. And there's also things that maybe we could include in our offer to, yeah, we might be lower price, but our offer could be of higher value. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for right now, we will put this one as orange. And then, man, I was really hoping to have that conversation with Tracy, but I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, let's try maybe like one more call. Let's try one of these ones that we haven't called yet. Oh, we did call on this one. Yeah, we called this. This one we can mark as red. This was an REO. And she's like, they've had multiple offers. I think like at or above asking, something like that. All right, Lake Ellen Castleberry. This is under contract. What this reminds me of something else. All right, I'm thinking of a different house. All right, we will move on from this one. That's under contract. We'll just mark that as red. Let's look at this one on Olive Ave. Fruitland Park. This is also under contract. Bracombe, nice. 249. Probably not a fit for us, anyways. Let's take a quick look at comps. Yeah, so they're under contract. You know, looks like it's probably one of the higher priced properties in that neighborhood. So we'll mark this one as red. Let's see, what are some of these other ones? These are some older ones. So some of these, like these are older ones that we looked at, that we had kind of called a few times, didn't get answers on. And as you see, like, so most of them should be under contract at this point, would be my guess. Oh, is this Tracy? Come on. It is. All right, let's give it this offer. Hello.
Hi, Nathan.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
Hey. Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
What company are you with?
I'm sorry.
What company are you with again?
Oh, okay. No company. No, it's just me.
Oh, okay. Just making sure because I have someone who is with a company that is supposed to be getting back with me, and I just just making sure who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yes, I remember we talked. Yes.
Yeah. So I took a look. Well, first I just want to check and make sure you guys aren't under contract yet or anything like that.
No.
Okay. I do have an offer here. I think there's going to be some things that they like about it, and one part that they might not be too happy about. So, and again, my goal is not to insult, with the low offer. I just it from kind of everything I'm looking at really is just that this is the best that I can put together.
Okay. No.
So
We have some offers like that. But I always get those kind of offers, you know what I mean? The more insulting kind, not maybe yours.
Sure. Yeah, no,
I don't ever call them insulting because you never know what you're going to end up with. I don't call them that. The customer gets upset sometimes. But I explain to them, don't get upset. You may have to fall back on one of these. Don't get upset.
Right.
You never know what the market's going to bring you because that house does need some work. And I've got them prepared. For that, I said, well, this is what it needs, So this is, and people have different opinions of what it needs from me, even. So who knows what they're going to say?
Yeah.
So it's all subjective, right? So but yeah, we want offers. So if, they're not in a hurry though, and they have a lot of people wanting to look at this house, and we have scheduled a lot of books. So
Look, I totally understand. I understand this offer. It probably won't be the right fit for them, but I'd love for it to at least be an option. If they do decide it is something that's a fit for them. So, do you happen to have like a pen and paper?
Yeah, I usually put it on a note and type it in here.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So now you're the one that doesn't have a realtor that we spoke, and you want a realtor.
Correct. Right? So yes, I'm calling unrepresented, and I would be. Oh, I remember. Yeah, when we had spoke, you said it'd be someone. To connect with someone from your office.
No.
Was it you? Was it somebody else?
That might be somebody else.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've talked.
I speak to people all day too. That's why.
So yeah. So.
Send me an offer, or did we, or an email, or no? Or did we just speak? Did you send some in writing?
No.
Okay, good. So then so you're not who I think you are. Okay, so we just spoke about it. And
yeah.
I do. Okay, I know who you are. Okay, I remember this now. But I've spoken to so many people that after a while I get kind of confused.
I know. It's a blur for me too, so I totally understand.
Okay, so now somebody can write this offer up for you.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm calling unrepresented. I'd love for you to represent me, and you can get both sides.
I would write it up. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And one thing I always throw out there. I mean, I think you deserve the full commission, whatnot. But I always like to throw out the option if for whatever reason you would like to give it as a discount to the seller. Of course, feel free to do what you wish. But I feel like you guys work more than hard enough to keep that. So.
No, I understand it. You can say whatever. That's fine. I'm very upfront, and I'm fine. Yeah, say whatever. I don't get insulted.
Oh, perfect. I love it. I feel like you and I get along great, Tracy. We're very much alike.
That's good. Yeah. And I'm no must have, but fuss and muss. I just like direct and say, yeah, nope, yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. So what do you think you want to offer?
So for an offer, for everything that I was looking at, I'm able to do a purchase price of, it would be $259,500. Now, here's kind of all the sort of special stuff that would be included with that. What we could do is it'd be an as-is cash offer, so no financing contingencies or anything like that. It could be a one-time only walkthrough. We can do a up to 60-day close, so close on or before, or within 60 days. But the whole offer to the seller would have a 30-day. You can kind of choose whatever wording works best for you, but basically it's contingent for 30 days. So meaning that if we were to sign the contract today and they agreed to it, if 30 days from now, let's say if they didn't feel confident that they could find another house or something like that, they could cancel it for whatever reason.
Okay.
And then, so they have up to 30 days to cancel it for any reason whatsoever. And then a 60-day close.
Okay. So I'll tell you right now that they have the lowball offers I'm talking about. Already somebody has come up trying to get us more interested. Mm-hmm. And we are kind of going to keep them. I told them, you know what, I hold on to all offers though. We're going to hold on to your offer, but your offer is pretty low. Well, I didn't say it like that. I said it nice,
Right,
but,
right.
I go, but we'll hold on to it because it was at least getting up there more. Because, of course, I have the seller, right? So I know what's going on. But, somebody's already, a lot higher than you. So it would really be a waste of time right now for me to write this up at this time because we also have a verbal coming. And you can.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine if you just want to give it to them as a verbal. I'm totally fine with that. And yeah, if it's a hard no for them, totally understand.
Like this too, just so you know, they didn't write it up. They said if it becomes something, let us know and we'll write it up. So I've had some verbals too. I mean, not verbals, but like an email that wasn't actually written on a contract that told me something like this.
Right.
So I can definitely let them know about this one because I let my sellers know about everything. So they know that there's interest in their home because I feel it's my job to. So I'll definitely let them know about this, but I can tell you that they have not accepted other offers at this similar.
Yeah. Have any of the other offers had kind of any type of perks or contingencies like the ones that I have, where they'd have up to 30 days to kind of be able to make a decision, and they could close on their timeline?
I'll be honest, no, not that one. But they do. A lot of people will give you 60 days. I don't know if we've gotten that far with them, to be honest, because we have many people viewing the house that I'm hoping to get like a decent offer on this home. And then once people come in and do the inspection, I expect that they'll probably, if they didn't take it out on the front end, they're going to take it out during that time and ask us to give a credit. And so I'm already prepared. But, is your price here $259,500? Is that, when you say as is, that means to me that you're not going to ask them for anything else. You're going to use the inspection as to let yourself know if you're going to stay with the deal or walk away.
Correct, 100%.
But you're not looking to ask for anything lower than the $259,500?
No.
Got it. Okay, because that's important. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's kind of, and that's why I understand other offers. I know I'm almost never the highest offer because I also almost never have to renegotiate. I know a lot of people, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I know a lot of people, they'll start with kind of the higher offer, knowing full well up front that they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna walk it, and then try to get like a $20,000 price reduction. I don't like doing that. So yeah, and it's only like for me, it's. I mean, you've been great with kind of let me know the condition of the house and everything that's going on with it. So, the only time, there is a big change after doing a walkthrough, it's really only if there's something, something major that's unexpected.
Okay, right. So you haven't seen the house?
Correct. No, I haven't walked it yet. Just because I knew I know where you guys are priced at now. I know they're still looking. So, I just knew if they're like mentally, they're remotely sense, because I also know showings was important to them also, and I don't want to waste their time or yours. If we're not in the in a ballpark. So yeah, I'd say why. I'd love if you could just give that as a verbal to them, and just let them know. The close, I said 60-day close. We could do up to 90. But the big thing is, they would basically have a 30-day contingency to where they could cancel for whatever reason up to 30 days.
Okay. Yeah, no, I will definitely, I take everything seriously when it comes to homes, and I think everybody that makes an offer has a reason honestly for it, and I take them all serious. And you never know what's going to happen. We've only been on the market 7 days, though, which I think you know.
Right.
So as of today, we're going to get through all these showings and see what happens out of them, and kind of go from there. See what goes on, and I'll definitely let you know, because I go back to everybody and I tell them, I don't leave people hanging. Like, I always go back and communicate with everybody. Hey, they picked this offer.
Oh yeah.
Or hey, you want to do a best and final or something? I go back to everybody and try to be fair, because I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So I'll definitely keep up with you, and I'm going to keep your number and some notes on you here. So, and all that you told me I have here, I have it written down and also put it in my computer, so in case I misplace the paper. I always do that. I not misplaced, but I always put it twice just in case. And I'll keep up with you and get back with you.
Okay, perfect. That sounds like a plan.
No problem. You enjoy your day. It's going to be cooler coming up here, except for Sunday. So I hope you enjoy the weather.
Yeah, thank you so much. You as well. And you take care, Tracy.
Take care. Bye-bye, Nathan. Nice
Bye-bye.
talking to you. Bye-bye.
As well. Bye-bye. All right. So that was kind of funny. I thought she would, I don't know. Last time I spoke with her, she made it sound like it was super, I don't know. She made it sound, I could have swore she was the person I spoke with. They were like, no, someone from my office would have to represent you. Yeah, no, that was someone different. Anyways, so a couple things. One, I knew there was no way we were going to be the highest cash offer. But two, right, did you guys also notice? So she too, when we made the offer, she's only thinking about the price. Right. And I had to remind her, one, especially because she's giving it as a verbal. I want to remind her, don't forget to tell them these other things, because these things are important. And sometimes even when they say it, right, because she gave us all the information, we're like, oh, these are clearly important. Even though we learned that from the agent, they might not have processed it the same way. Like, she might not realize how important that stuff is. She might not think it's important at all. But that's why, she's like, oh, well, there's other offers that are definitely higher. And I'm like, oh, and I asked nicely, but in a way that's like, oh, did they happen to have, kind of contingencies like ours did, where they have 30 days to say no and can close in their timeline? She's like, well, no, they didn't, they weren't quite like yours. Exactly. Like, that's the point. Right. And I just want her to remember, so that when she verbally tells them, she remembers to explain those things as well, because that's kind of the big deal here. So we'll see what she comes back with, but we do know that, so there's other offers on the table that are higher, which is good to know. Two, we probably could come up on our offer, if need be, but it really depends. I like that she's going to give us feedback one way or the other. So we'll see what she has to say. But the other thing, guys, is don't Don't like emotionally be like, oh, well, she said there's higher offers. Like, well, maybe I can offer, maybe I can. And then it's like, if you go through your formulas, right? That's how so many people end up with a contract where they're like, yes, I got the contract. And then you bring it to all your buyers and like, bro, this deal doesn't make sense. Like, you have it at a price and it's because you locked it up too high. So, make sure you guys, whenever you are making offers, like, dude, stay firm with where you need to be at, right? It's okay if there's other offers that are higher. They might not be like yours. They might not be able to perform, which is the big one that happens a lot. So yeah, so we'll keep in touch. We'll see what she comes back with. Otherwise, guys, that is the wrap for today. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I will be back tomorrow for day 28. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Talk to you then.